when you're teaching your child to read at home, it's very, very important that you teach them the difference between a letter name and a letter sound. And you might think, well, of course, Erin, I would teach them the difference between a letter name and a letter sound. Everybody does that. True. But I can't tell you how many times I have asked a student to give me the sound at the beginning of a word and they tell me the letter name. For example, I might say, all right, the word is alligator. What's the first sound in alligator? And they will say A. And that is not true because A is not the first sound in alligator. Their first sound is A. So it's very important that we clearly differentiate between names and sounds when we're teaching our child how to read. In case you don't know me, my name is Erin. I'm from littleslovelearning.com. I'm a former classroom teacher. I'm also a tutor and a sub. I have my master's degree in education, and I spend my time teaching parents and other teachers how to teach children how to read correctly and effectively based on the science of reading. And this is one crucial piece that I think gets overlooked far too often, and it gets swept under the rug. And I think if we were to pull it out and really make sure our children understand this, they are going to do so much better. So let's talk a little bit about the differences between letter names and letter sounds. First, I need you to know this. Even though we have 26 letters in our alphabet, we actually have 44 speech sounds. So we don't have a one-to-one correspondence. We have 44 sounds, but we only have 26 letters. That means we have lots of different combinations of letters that are used to represent these different sounds. In fact, I think with 44 sounds and 26 letters, there are over 250 spelling combinations or something crazy like that. There are so many different ways to spell our speech sounds. So we want to make sure it's very clear to our kids that a letter name and a letter sound are different. So our consonant sounds, these are our consonant phonemes. We want our kids to be able to hear all of these sounds and words and just to produce the sound. So if I were to say, what's the first sound in tiger? I want to hear them say T. I don't want to hear them say T because the sound is T. Yes, we spell it with the letter T, but that wasn't my question. My question was, what is the sound? The reason this is important is because we need our kids to be able to produce all of the sounds in English and hear the sounds and then match the sounds to the spelling, to the letters. If they always think that a sound is spelled one way, they're going to be super confused when they find out sounds are spelled in lots of different ways. For example, even long vowel A is spelled with, I think, 8 different ways. So they need to know the difference between that sound and the way we spell it. So these are all of our consonant sounds, our consonant phonemes. And we also have our vowel sounds, our vowel phonemes. And these are usually the ones that are the trickiest because there's so many different ways to spell all of the different vowel sounds. So I want you to be very clear with your child about the differences between letters and sounds. If you're asking them, what's the first sound in Arctic? And they tell you A, that is not correct. Arctic starts with the R sound. And yes, we spell R with the letters AR. So technically, Arctic begins with the letter A. But it doesn't begin with the sound A. It begins with the sound R, which is spelled AR. I know it seems like it doesn't matter, but it does. It matters because these sounds, these 44 speech sounds that we have, we need our kids to have those down pat. We need them to understand that those sounds are the most crucial part. As humans, we have been speaking for so much longer than we've been reading and writing. So the speech sounds, being able to hear them and produce them ourselves is the key. That's the key to reading and writing. If we can make sure we know the difference, then we can match those to the printed letters, and it's going to be much easier for your child to understand this super complex topic that we call reading and writing. Understanding that it's just these speech sounds that we're spelling with different letters and letter combinations is going to give them an advantage when they are in school and learning how to read and spell, because they're going to understand the concept behind it. They're not just going to be blindly memorizing words because their teacher told them to, or thinking that the alphabet is just A, B, C, D, and each letter has one sound and that's that. They're going to understand it on a deeper level, a much more complex level, and that's what we want. If you are interested in learning more about the consonant phonemes and the vowel phonemes, and if you are interested in getting charts like this for yourself as a free download, I will leave the link down below. I have a freebie that explains to you more in depth about the consonant sounds and the vowel sounds and why these are so important for our kids to master. Like I said, there are about 44 speech sounds that we really want to work on. So please click the link down below. All you need to do is enter your name and email, and it will be delivered right to your email address. And then you will have these charts and all the information you need to teach your child about the consonant sounds and the vowel sounds, because that's what you want to focus on before you start introducing those printed letters. You want them to understand this concept of these speech sounds that are going to be spelled in lots of different ways with the letters. I hope this information was helpful for you today. So the next time you ask your child to tell you the first sound in a word, make sure they say the sound and not the letter. Or the last sound in the word, make sure they say the sound, not the letter. Or if you are a teacher watching this, I know sometimes I will dismiss my students by the first sound in their name. So if you have a student whose first name is Aaron, they should not be dismissing with the letter E, because air is not the sound E. So you want to make sure that you are being very clear with your students and with your children the difference between letters and sounds. Are you dismissing them by the sound of their first name or the first letter? It's totally different. So make sure that they know the difference. If you have any questions about this or anything else I share on my channel, please reach out. I would love to hear from you. You can comment down below, or you can find me on my website, which is littleslovelearning.com. I'm also active on social media, so please reach out on Instagram or Facebook at Littles Love Learning Blog, and I will be sure to get back to you. I am so happy to support you on this journey of teaching your child to read. I am cheering for you, and please reach out if you have questions. Until the next video, have a good day. Bye.